Okay, we are now recording.
Okay.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Juwan Rohan. This is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. I'm sitting here with Anngelik, owner of Joliee Clothing. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life treating you?
Pretty well. Pretty well.
Yeah.
Really busy. Really busy. I'm a mom of two little, so life is crazy.
How old are your kiddos?
4 years old and 11 months.
Oh, yeah. I'm right next to you. I got 4 years old, and then she's like 20 months right now.
Oh, so you get it. You get
Yeah,
the
I get it.
working parent, the sleep deprivation, the whole
Uh
nine
huh.
yards.
Yep,
Okay.
I get all of that. I get all of it. What boys or girls? What are they?
Two wild boys.
Oh
Tons of
yeah,
energy, going crazy.
yeah.
Do you
I'm
have
at
girls or
the
boys?
my oldest is a boy and then the youngest is a girl, but they're at the stage of like where they're clicking, but they're also like fighting for attention. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is a competition. Everything is like no, mine. You know what I mean? Like
Sounds like
so
my 4-year-old, literally.
yeah. So it's kind of crazy, but the parent life, it's going
Yeah.
good. I appreciate you coming up here today. I know we're gonna talk a little bit about your mobile boutique. I'm very excited for that because personally, I'm actually trying to create one myself. So this is gonna be an episode of me learning as well as the audience. But yeah, I'm literally in the process of like looking for trailers to convert and stuff like that. So I've had my clothing brand since like 2018, and I just never really spent that much time on it. And I think I kind of want to get back into that love
Yeah.
for designing products and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to you. I usually tell the audience how I found you
Mm-hmm.
or how I found the audience or the guest. And so one day just randomly on YouTube late at night looking up how to build a mobile boutique, and I came across one of your videos and I watched it like for the whole thing, and then I was like, oh, this is like really cool. I wonder if she'd come on the podcast. I reached out via Instagram and you responded, so I'm thankful for that, and thank you.
Oh, I'm excited at the video. That's the whole point of me doing the whole YouTube channel thing. I really want to help people who have questions and stuff like that because it honestly sounds scarier than it actually is. I wish I would have done it sooner,
Yeah.
but fear holds you back a lot. So,
Yeah. Now I was at a clothing event last week or like a little pop-up thing, and someone had a horse trailer and they converted it and they rent it out. And they're actually they were talking about selling it. So I might actually just buy one already converted. But it was cool because it was small. I was thinking of like getting a bigger one like you have,
yeah.
but I know there might be, and we could talk about it. There might be some limitations on the events you can do because they only allow a certain size, right? But this
Hmm.
horse trailer was like super small. I could go anywhere. I could tow it with the smallest car.
Oh,
It was cool.
yeah.
So,
There,
um,
you could honestly, the possibilities are endless. And I do tell people all the time, like, if you can't find like my trailer, which I always like give people the make and model of my trailer, mine was like one of a kind. You could convert horse trailers. I always tell them horse trailers are super cute. I see a lot of
yeah,
horse trailers around the area doing mobile bars. That's what
hmm
around here,
yeah,
that's what they do. But
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's what that here. The one that I was at was a mobile bar, but she rented it out, and the guy who was renting at the event had a clothing brand, and the way he like organized it was
Hmm.
really cool. You could never tell it's like used for a mobile bar, so it was really cool. But anyways, I want to go ahead and get into your story. Where are you from?
I was born in Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico,
Ah,
and so I'm Puerto Rican. And then I was moved to Wisconsin when I was 8 years old. So my whole life I was in the cheese state.
8 years old. Your parents moved there for what? I'm curious.
Better life, economy in Puerto
Better
Rico.
life now. I'm sure
Better.
y'all wish I were back.
Uh, Listen, we just came back from Puerto Rico because my husband and my little boys finally met my family in Puerto Rico,
Oh,
and
nice.
I love my island. I really do. It's really nice to be there. I would never live there
Uh huh.
personally. I would love to have like an Airbnb or like a house over there,
Yeah.
but I'm good here. I'm in
Okay.
Florida right now, so
Oh,
it's not
okay,
that
okay.
far.
How long you been in Florida?
2 years, 2.5 years.
Oh, nice. Where
Which it's Vero Beach. It's the Treasure Coast area.
okay.
So
why'd you move to Florida? Florida people are crazy. You know that.
100%, they're wild.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
every single news story that you ever hear is a Florida man, a
Yeah.
Florida man.
Yeah.
Because my dad lives in Florida. We've always came to visit my dad on vacation. So
Mm,
he lived in Florida. He's been here for over 20 years. And Florida is kind of similar to Puerto Rico, warm weather. And it was closer to Puerto Rico. So I just decided to not want to be in the snow in the winter. I don't do well up north,
yeah.
with the whole cold and stuff. But we moved to Florida.
Nice, nice. Well, hopefully you're enjoying it.
Well, that's where, so 2 years, it's been 2.5 years, and technically the mobile boutique started in Florida, and
Mm,
it's been going amazing.
okay, okay. Is the mobile boutique the only thing you do?
Yeah, yes, it is.
What? That's
Yeah,
amazing. That's amazing.
and I'm
When
like,
was your last job?
so I worked retail all my life since I was 16 years old. So my first job was actually Old Navy. And so I worked retail. I became a store manager when I graduated college. I did Loft Outlet. So I ran the store. Corporate America wasn't for me, and I was, wanting to have my own business. I love clothing and fashion. So my last job, believe it or not, when I moved to Indiana, when I met my husband, was at a eye care doctor. I was like an assistant.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, just
How
kind of
many
all over the
years
place.
ago was this?
The eye care?
Yeah.
I want to say like around 4 years because my oldest, was like a couple of months old.
Okay. Nice,
So,
nice. That's cool. Where'd you go to college? You mentioned college.
so yes, I went to a college nearby Madison in
Okay.
Wisconsin, and I studied fashion marketing.
Oh, wow. So you've always loved clothing. Like you
I'll
knew
tell you
that's
what though, my mom is a fashion designer. She actually has a degree. Both my parents are very talented because I'll tell you later on, my dad and my husband were the ones that renovated the boutique for me. So my dad's the handyman, my mom's the fashion girl.
got
And
it.
I don't know, I never really thought that I dressed cute throughout high school, just like bumming it. Even college, I was like, ugh, but I had to apply myself at some point in college. I wasn't just gonna throw money away. So I found fashion marketing and fell in
Yeah.
love with the window displaying, the whole nine yard, and it kind of went hand in hand with what I used to do, which was, being a store manager. So it
Yeah.
worked out, and then here we are.
And here we are.
Here
That's
we are.
cool. That's cool that your dad helped, and then your mom also, I'm assuming, has given you some guidance in this industry, right? And I'm sure she maybe helps out with kind of like your business.
Oh, 100%. She gave me the idea of the mobile boutique in 2015.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. What
Yeah.
are your parents retired right now, or what do they do? Sorry, there's a little
No.
fly around.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No, they're not retired. So my mom still works for a school district over here in Florida. She actually moved here too. But she loves it. It gives her something to do. And then my dad, he's, oh my goodness, I'm blanking out, but he is, he does maintenance for one of the high rises here in Florida.
Oh,
And
okay.
he loves it, but he's very talented. And I'm like, Dad, you have to put those talents to use.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you how. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice. That's
so
awesome. What does your husband do?
my husband's a fireman. He's a
Oh,
fireman. He's a fireman
that's
for St. Lucie County.
that's so awesome. So you never see him except for
I
the
know.
4 days.
No, literally, let's call him up here and have a interview with him. So I never see him. So you can imagine I'm running a business. I'm a mom, a full-time mom of two. So,
Yeah.
but I will say my husband has been my number one supporter since he ever met me. And before I even wanted the mobile boutique, it was just an idea. And having the right support system really helps because look where I am now. And even though he does work a lot, I do have a good support system. It takes a village. It really does.
Well, y'all got security. That's
You
you know
ain't
what I mean?
lying. You're not lying. And that is why I'm able to do what I do because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do have our future secure. We have our
Yeah.
health insurance. My
Hmm.
husband is the provider, the stability. I'm more of like hey, let's do this. Let's invest a whole
Exactly.
life in
Yeah.
this. So it
Yeah.
works out.
That's cool. That's awesome. You got to have that kind of balance. I actually have that with my wife where like I'm like I feel like I'm the one who wants to go do all these endeavors, and my wife is like, "Come on, like, yes, I support you 100%. She's the best, and she's like, she'll help me walk through it. You know what I mean? Because me and an entrepreneur's brain, it's so scattered, right?
Yep.
Business owners have scattered minds, and she has like that other side where she looks at it from like a W-2 kind of
Oh
situation,
yeah.
right? And it works perfect. That like balance works perfect really well
Oh,
with
it is
us.
perfect. It is perfect. I'm glad that you have that in your wife because, yeah, when you have two of them that are just all over the place and you don't have that, like, hey,
Yeah,
we need health insurance, we have kids, we have this, we need a future. You're just kind of like, I'm going to blow everything right now because it makes sense.
yeah. Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Very true, very true. Let's talk about the mobile boutique kind of store.
Yes.
Um okay, first of all, before you got that trailer, how were you selling your clothing and stuff like that? Was it just online at
Just
events?
online. Yeah, just online. And to be honest with you, I wish that I would have from the get-go put myself out there, like done more events with tents and pop-ups around my area, which was Northwest Indiana. But unfortunately, it just wasn't like that. I was doing just online and just thinking in my mind that being on social media and just being in one room in my house was going to really scale me. But no, you got to really throw yourself out there. So I was doing just minimal pop-ups and just mainly online.
Nice. And how'd you come up with the name?
Back in, let's see. So when I was in college, 2015, when my mom gave me the idea, that's around the same time I wanted to have a boutique. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
Googling, I don't know, simple names that meant beautiful. So I own a women's clothing boutique and I want every woman to look beautiful and feel amazing in what they wear. Because I believe that when you look good, you feel your best, right? Like when you're looking amazing, you can really accomplish anything.
That's
So
so true. Like confidence in what you wear really affects your like mood, your ability to do things. Like, you know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mom would always tell me, she's like, Angelique, you dress how you want to present yourself. Like, essentially, you are your own business card, right? Like, so let's say you're out and about, like at a networking event, and you're not dressed, I don't know, to the part. Like, that's your brand. Like, you're representing yourself. You're your own business card. So I always wanted to find something that meant beautiful. And I didn't want a Spanish word like linda, bella. Like, I don't know. I just didn't want like the most used comment. So I typed in beautiful in different languages, and Joliee in French means pretty. It means feminine. It's like
Mm.
beautiful, but with one E. I put another E because of LLC purposes.
Yeah.
Joliee with one E was taken, so I had to get creative and add another E, and
Nice.
that's how
Nice.
Joliee came about.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. So clothing wise, what was kind of your, I've seen going to events and stuff. I've seen really cool ideas. I've seen people who kind of like boutique. The process of a boutique is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you go and you buy stuff like from a warehouse or wholesale, and then you bring it to your store and you resell it, right? I've also
Correct.
seen people do where they're actually creating their own stuff. So they're sitting there stitching and creating designs and stuff. Then I've seen people who do like print on demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide that this was your niche of a boutique?
I am very good and I'm strong at marketing per se. I'm
Okay.
not a really good designer. So like I'm not necessarily like my mom where you could just look at something like and be like, "Oh, I love this fabric and this pattern and it'll look good on a dress." And I'm like, "No, I want to see the finished product, right? And I want to try it on and if it looks good, I know how to display it. I know how to style it. I know how to present it to the customer." So that's why I decided to go on that way. But now in the mobile boutique, which is something that I learned when I opened up, I was 100% a reseller, right? Like I never worked with small businesses from around the area or locally made products.
Okay.
Now I have a good, like I would say 20-25% of the boutique that's handmade local designers in there. Like people
Oh,
with, they make crochets, they make bracelets, jewelry, tops, whatever the case is. And that also helps me get into the markets around the area that are quote unquote just handmade, you know, locally sourced products only.
that's super
So
cool. Yeah.
yeah,
That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, and so let's talk about the creation of the store.
yes.
Let's talk about the process from like moment it launched in your head. What are you doing? Is the first thing you're doing is looking for used trailers?
No, I didn't even want a trailer. I wanted a box truck. You know those UPS trucks that
Hmm.
I don't know, like those black trucks that you can drive. I mean, at the time, mind you, my mom gave me the idea in 2015. She was like, people in Puerto Rico pull up in white vans with rolling racks, and they bring the rolling racks inside the women's clothes or inside the women's homes, and they sell the products. And I was like, you're insane. There's no way that my broke ass can really afford anything like that. Like, there's just no way. I just graduated college, and you have to get a big girl job, make your money. So I was just like, you're tripping. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. So I kind of left it in the back burner, and I never had a truck. We never really had trucks that could pull a trailer or anything. So I've only had smaller vehicles. So I was like, there's no way that a trailer was even fitted. It wasn't even in the plans. But when I met my husband and I told him my plans, he is another crazy guy who was just like, I believe in you. I believe in what you have to say and do. And he's like, I'm invested in this. And he has a truck. He has a Dodge Ram, and he's also a Facebook Marketplace freak. Like, he's always on Facebook Marketplace looking to see what pops up. And one day we were at our home. I already had Mateo, my oldest, and he was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. He's like, hey, look at this trailer. How cute is it? He's like, do you want to take a look at it? And I was like, no, I don't want a trailer. That sounds so bad. It doesn't sound cute. Wasn't my idea. Mind you, I wasn't open-minded. So I was like, no, I'm stuck in my way. And he's like, let's just go for it. Let's just see it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It was a 4-hour drive from us because we lived in Hobart, Indiana at the time. And this was in St. Louis. So it was a 4-hour difference. And we were like, let's make an adventure out of it, And we did. I was like, I brought cash in hand. And I was like, I'm just going to bring it just in case. We went.
How much was it?
It was listed for $3,500. My husband also knows how to negotiate. I don't negotiate. I'm terrible. I'm like, you're asking for 38. I'll give you 38. Maybe I'll give you even 39. I'm not good at that. My husband is, and he's like, would you take, I think it was 2,800 or 2,500.
Okay. Nice. That's good.
It was clean title. I pulled up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's so cute. It's perfect. It had already the 3 doors. It had windows because natural lighting is everything. And I'm so happy that I got a trailer with 8 doors, doors and windows, because it just changes the dynamic of things. So, but yeah. So
that's awesome. No, that and like to find such a deal, and then you literally just changed your mind like once you saw it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was. It's crazy because I thought about a box truck, and the reason I don't like that idea is because like it's a car. So the maintenance on that thing is going to be ridiculous. Once it hit a certain mileage, it goes down in value. So what do? You have to get a new car, right? And that's why I like the trailers, is because it doesn't go down in value. There's no maintenance, and you know what I mean? So
100%. Now looking at it, everything happens for a reason, and everyone's story is so unique and so different. I was not open-minded, which is one of the things that I would tell people, is to be open-minded, because you never know what comes up that's like for you, So I never thought about all the logistics of having to, do an oil change, the mileage. Mind you, you're going to events, you're traveling far, and these trucks are older with miles on them.
Yes.
And depending where you live, if you're living, I don't know, like up north, and there's like seasons, you have to park it during winter. You probably are not gonna, I don't know, pop up on. Maybe some people do. I don't know. That's why I'm in Florida. I didn't want to set up in the whole snow thing. So, but I wouldn't personally, now that I have my trailer and looking at it, I 100% would do a trailer versus a truck.
Cool. How long did it take you guys to build out?
6 months or so. So
that's not bad.
No, it wasn't. We bought it up north, right? We bought it from St. Louis, brought it back to Hobart, Indiana. And then in the same process of bringing it back, we were going to move from Indiana to Florida. So we were going to use that truck or that trailer
to ship your stuff.
Exactly. My dad came up and he drove a U-Haul with my vehicle. And then my husband had his truck pulling the trailer with stuff in it. So it was like, we kind of had the plan of, when we get here, we're going to work on Joliee. It's going to be Joliee Mobile Boutique. But I was still doing pop-ups with tents and trying to get my name out there and telling people, hey, I'm working on Mobile Boutique. And people were like, yeah, sure. I don't even know what that is. Good luck. Like they just, I don't know. Or maybe I would tell them I'm working on a trailer, and they would be like, a trailer? Okay, that sounds not cute. But yeah, so trust the process 6 months.
Oh, that's not bad. What, how much costs do you think occurred in that 6 months to renovate it?
I honestly, I feel, I feel guilty saying it because I know that people's circumstances are completely different, right? Um, and for me, I have a dad that's a handyman. You know, he's like amazing. He can build anything pretty much, and my
Yeah.
husband is too. So, um, our costs, our all-in cost, probably for this trailer was no more than 6,000.
Wow.
So that's
That's
including buying it at 25 and then everything because we just bought everything here. Home Depot was like our go-to store, and then they did all the work. So there's no outside work that had to be done.
interesting. So is there electrical in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
How,
So,
who installed that?
okay. So thank God that when I bought the trailer, it was already like everything was, like I said, it was outdated, it was old, and it used to be a cashier's and registration trailer. So they already had the three doors, and it worked perfect for people coming in and out. So when I bought it, everything worked. It was just minor little details that my dad just kind of had to fix. And my dad, like I said, he's been here for 20 years and he's a handyman. So he's done a lot of work for people, and so he knows people. I bought another trailer and I'm renovating another trailer. And that one, the wiring and the electrical was completely messed up. This one was not what the first one was, but my dad has been doing all the work.
Wait, you're in the process of another one right now?
Yes, sir. I have
What?
another
Okay.
one.
What? All right. Okay, go ahead. I don't know. I don't know if I should go to that one.
No,
Why?
no, no.
Why?
Well,
Why another one?
because I love it so much. So, okay, I wanted a brick and mortar. So I had the online boutique, and I was like, okay, I either want to stay online or brick and mortar. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, when I wanted the brick and mortar, just like you, it was the beginning of the pandemic. A lot of small businesses shut down during the pandemic because, you know, they just couldn't stay afloat. And um, that just opened my eyes to, I'm going to go mobile boutique route because at the end of the day, if there's a pandemic, if there's anything, nobody can take my building away, right? It's my building, my structure. And not only that, I didn't want to go into a brick and mortar where they tend to be expensive and you
Mm-hmm.
either get a good landlord or a terrible landlord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm my own landlord, you know, and I don't know. I just didn't want to go into another brick and mortar. So I was like, I'm either going to buy another trailer or I'm going to go into a brick and mortar. But the other trailer is going to be stationary. It's going to be stationed somewhere. It's not going to travel like this one.
Where are you gonna put? Where are you gonna put the other one? Have you already found out?
Working on it. Working on it. I'm hoping somewhere in. So I live in Vero. I'm hoping somewhere in like West Palm Beach area, which is a little bit more south for me. Um, but I
No, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything. I don't know what happened. Uh-uh. Let me see. That's weird. Oh wait,
okay.
I
I'm back.
can. Okay, yeah, I
Okay.
can hear
Okay.
you.
Let's see. So yeah.
What?
Uh,
So the for are you gonna like lease? Are you gonna pay like? Are you gonna like go to a land who has like a store or whatever, and then just park? Ask them if you can like do a deal where you can park your stuff and then pay them a certain amount.
100%. I'm looking for to work with another store or business to be park, and I just pay them, rent for the parking lot. So essentially, they're
What
going to
kind
be
of
making some
store?
money.
What kind of store would it be that you'd like kind of because if you, I feel like asking another clothing store is almost like competition, right? So would it
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. Like, I'm really open to anything. I luckily that's why I always tell people build your name and network a lot with the vendors that you're with at markets and the customers that you're with. So over the last 2.5 years, I've been doing nothing but working my ass off and making connections and really showing up. And um, I've just been kind of asking around my little following to see if they know anybody that has like a place. And I'm telling them my area. And but this is the catch. The other trailer is not going to be 100% Joliee.
okay? What's it gonna be?
It's going to be half coffee shop, half Joliee.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So I'm working with, I do have a girl. She also has a mobile trailer. It is so cute. And it is also parked. So that her trailer is parked somewhere in Jensen Beach. So it doesn't move. It's a cute little camper as well. And it's a coffee shop. But it's like she's inside and she's serving. You know, she
Mhm.
she doesn't have people coming in. But her coffee shop is called Morning Magnolia. And I've teamed up with her, which is amazing because we're both mobile businesses and we're joining forces. And together we're looking for a place. And since we each bring our own clientele and we are similar in aesthetics, we're just going to park somewhere and open door. So it's going to be, you can shop
Nice.
for coffee. Moms, they need coffee. I need coffee. That's the whole reason why I wanted a coffee shop, because I want to open the door and be like, hey, can I get a coffee? So
You want to make your own?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's where we are right now.
That's awesome. Well, congrats on the second trailer. I do want to get back to the first trailer. So,
Yes.
6,000 renovations. Thankfully your dad and your husband worked on it. What's kind of the process? So after it's completed, you're like, whoa, right? What's your next step? Are you applying to events? How's the application process with them allowing you to bring a trailer in? Let's talk about it.
So when I was doing pop-ups with a tent and even just pop-ups in stores and stuff like that, I was talking to the business owners and I was telling them, hey, like I am working on a trailer, right? And I would tell them my ideas and my goals. And I was like, this is how big it is. So my trailer right now is 19 by 8. 19 by 8 is like a parking spot. It literally fits in a parking spot. And it technically is a little bit bigger than a 10 by 10 tent. So most markets charge me for double the spot. Other ones just do a single.
Okay.
But when I was doing the pop-ups and stuff, I was already telling them like, hey, do you allow a trailer? Would you allow me to come with the trailer? I'm going to be a mobile boutique. And so I started creating my little list like that already from pop-ups and stuff. So when I finished the trailer that I was like, oh my gosh, it's done. What am I going to do? I mean, you got to go and get it. You have to go get the weight. You have to get a weight slip before you can go to the DMV and get it registered, right? So you go with your weight slip.
Can you explain that? So who do you get a weight slip from?
Like the waste management, like when you go to, I don't know, like throw your garbage away, they have like a scale. And so they weigh your trailer. Mine, I think, was like 3,800 pounds, 3,800 with all the fixtures and the dresser, not the product, because I didn't have the product in there. So, so I got my waste slip and you have to take it to the DMV. I took it to the DMV. I had my title, and I paid the sales tax and I paid the registration fee and then I got my license plate. And so, yeah.
How much
That's
is that?
like the next step when you're done.
How much is DMV fees?
Oh man, I don't even know. I would say it was probably, I mean, on a high end, maybe 300, if that. I don't think it was even that expensive because to get it weighed, it wasn't expensive. And then it just depends. You have to pay your sales tax. It was 7%, 2,500, and so yeah. I would on a high end probably 300.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, so you are, you're having to pay for these applications, sometimes double. Because I just talked to someone at an event who had an Airstream. So those are huge, right? It's a long one too. And she was saying that one of the issues is having a car to tow it. They had a Jeep Wrangler and was noticing that the transmission was going out from towing the Airstream. I want to know from your experience, how did you have to get a new car? Were you already using your husband's truck? What was that?
My husband's wonderful. His Dodge Ram, which is so funny because when he bought the Dodge Ram in 2014 and it was brand new, he just bought it because he wanted a truck. But it was because he was going to meet me later on in life and it was going to tow my trailer. That's what it was. But obviously he didn't know that. Well, now the truck is a family truck. But it does pull the trailer. It pulls the business and it's perfect for that. And I'm very grateful. But mind you, I didn't want a trailer because I didn't have the vehicle to tow it with. And I didn't want to buy a new truck or do all that because that's more debt. Unless you are going to get a vehicle and get a good use of it, or whatnot. But for me, it just didn't make sense because I wasn't really including him in my plans. He just kind of came along and was like, I already have the truck and it can pull it. So why don't we just go ahead and do the trailer route? And so, so I didn't have to, luckily, tow it with anything else. So, and of course, Joliee, one of Jolie's expense is vehicle maintenance, which is the truck. So if it needs an oil change or gas is like one of the most expensive costs for me to run my business.
For sure, especially on a Dodge Ram. Okay, cool. I want to move on to the Hella Misguided segment where I ask the same question to each entrepreneur that comes up here. That question is, if you were to write a letter to your 18-year-old self, what would a summary of that letter be?
Oh my goodness. Um, to not give up and not get discouraged, because so prior to me wanting a boutique, I had a blog. I had like a little flash blog in
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. uh-uh. Oh, wait. There we go.
Okay.
That's.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's
Okay.
happening.
I don't know why it keeps. Hold on, let me see. But yeah, so I just would tell my younger self to not give up and to continue to be persistent, because it will pay off. I wanted to be a blogger back then, and I feel like I gave up really easily on that, because I wasn't consistent, and I would always have like that self-doubt. You compare yourself to others and you're like, I'm not there, I'm not gonna get there.
Yeah.
And like you said, social media portrays things to be perfect. So I would just tell my younger self to just continue moving forward,
Nice. Yeah.
and not to give up, because it will work. It will pay off with hard work. I mean, I'm not here because I haven't worked. I've actually worked harder than I've ever had when I have 2 kids, which is crazy, because I should have worked harder when I was single with no kids. And now I'm like 2 kids screaming at me, yelling at me, and I'm still working. So
Yep. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. When did you start the YouTube channel?
okay, so my blogging career, I already started it back then. So I had my YouTube channel since college years. I just
okay.
I just never really, like I said, apply myself. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of start something and then you just kind of stop, because maybe you just, I don't know. One thing I would say is never wait for something to be perfect. Nothing will be quote unquote perfect. So just
Absolutely.
launch it and just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually just saw a TikTok today. It was a lady giving a speech, and she was saying, like, she was saying, don't prepare, begin. Like, a lot of people get stuck in the preparation process, and she was like, just start and figure it out as you go. Like, you know what I mean?
That's actually 100% true, because when I did the mobile boutique, I was just kind of like, I don't know anything. I'm telling you anything. I kind of did my research, but there was like not much out there when it came to how much people really spent on it, the licensings, the permits that you need. I was just kind of like really intimidated by the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
But I just launched it, and I was like, I'm just going to figure it out. And I
Yeah.
did.
Do you,
And I
let's
did.
talk about that. Do you need licenses and permits for this?
Yeah, so when you are attending markets, like if you're attending a market that already has like insurance and the permits and stuff like that, you fall under their umbrella. So you most likely won't need to have like a permit to park there. However, you do have to have insurance. I have business insurance, and then the trailer itself has insurance through a car. So that insurances I do have. Some markets require them. They ask you up front if you have them. Others, to be honest, are just like, don't even ask. It's not a big deal. You fall under whatever permit it's under the umbrella. If you want to park somewhere that is not a market and you're doing a pop-up and it's like in the city limits, that happened to me before. That was a lesson that I learned the hard way, and it was really embarrassing. You have to talk to the city and tell them that you want to park, I don't know, like on the corner of this store. Or let's say you're doing a pop-up with like a store, because that's what it was. I was doing a pop-up with the store. The store was like, you can absolutely come and set up your trailer in front of our store. I did. I parked in front of their store in a parking spot. I did 3 pop-ups with them. The first 2, everything went well. So I was like, great, let's keep doing these pop-ups. The third time, it was the most embarrassing time of my life, which is obviously you live and you learn. I had a police officer and 2 city officials. I had 3 doors. So they were in my back door waiting for me to finish talking to the clients that I was in, so they can ask me if I had a permit to be parked there.
Wow.
And they were like, do you have a permit to be parked here? Because we got a call and a complaint that you are selling, in other words, taking somebody else's business. I don't know who called. And they're like, they're just wondering if you have a permit to be here. And I was like, oh, I don't have a permit. I'm doing a pop-up with them. I didn't know I needed a permit. They're like, well, you do. You have to go through the city, and in other words, pay the city, right? You have to get approved and then, do all that. They're like, you need to pack up your things and leave in 15 minutes. And I was like, leave in 15 minutes. I have the whole setup and I have customers shopping inside. I literally had to kick people out.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So it's embarrassing. You live and you learn. So,
did you get a permit after that, or you're just like, nah, never again?
I didn't. I guess you could. So the permit itself, they give you all the like specifications that you have to go through. You have to submit a layout, and it has to be So let's say I'm doing a pop-up with a person that has a brick and mortar. I have to get the landlord's signature to be okay with me taking one of their parking spaces or to be in front of their whatever building, because mind you, they might have other tenants. So I have to get that signed by the landlord, and I have to kind of do like a layout, submit it. I had to pay a fee for that. I think it was like 150, I'm not sure. And then if it were to get approved, it would be another $150 to get a permit.
That's ridiculous.
And I would have the permit, I think it's for a year. Keep in mind, it's only for that spot. So let's say you got a permit through the city to be in that specific spot. That's your spot. If you want to park across the street, you need to resubmit the layout and you need to get another permit.
That's crazy. Yeah.
For every spot is a new permit. So that's why I was like,
Yeah. No, that's a lot. That's like, I think there should be an easier process, especially like in the age of food trucks. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So you're like 100% invested into fashion, this mobile boutique. You're even expanding. Do you ever have time for anything else?
Yeah, I have tons of time. I feel like I have more time, but I want more time to work on it, which sounds really crazy. But like I said, I'm at home with my littles. My husband works, and it's all a balance. My oldest one is going to start school full time here in August. So that's going to open up a lot more window. I'm still going to have the little one. But it's going to open up a lot of more time because the 4-year-old, they're busy. They always seek attention. But this is also at the same time that the other trailer is going to be done. So I still have to apply for a permit. Depending on where we find a location to park the trailer, we have to go through the permits. We have to get the trailer inspected because it is a coffee shop. So it has to go through inspection. And then, of course, I have to buy for it. I have to replenish it. So there's like a huge process that's coming up ahead. It's all nerve-wracking, but exciting.
Yeah.
But I go out, I mingle, I network. Networking is a huge thing. If you do not network when you have a small business, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I never used to network. I never used to network up north. And then when I came down here, I joined a networking group. In that networking group, I met a lot of small business owners that knew a lot of people, that knew a lot of events, that knew a lot of things. And that's where I was able to get my name out there the first year. All I did was hustle. I just took the trailer back and forth everywhere. Yeah. And then now I just kind of know what fits best for me.
Nice. That makes sense. Let's talk about finances. How much do you think it takes to, like, if someone wanted to start this, how much money do you think they would need? With no handyman as a dad.
Oh, I mean, oh man, to be honest with you, I always say, because you could be a good DIYer, you could DIY things, right? Not everything has to be through a handyman, or you could also reach out to like locals. Like, I don't know if you're part of the community, maybe do something for exchange of something, like maybe you could do something for them. Trades. They don't know what to do. Like, exactly, like barter. I mean, that is a way that I would tell people to go about it. If you don't have a handyman, you find like somebody that can help you out, and you could do their social media or whatever the case is. I don't know. But I would say like comfortably, oh man. I mean, obviously in a perfect world, 10 grand would be great, right? To just be comfortably. But you don't have to go that far, because if you know how to find the trailer at a really good deal, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, be careful with scammers, but you can find some trailers there. I did find some trailers. Or if you go to, like, I don't know, over here in Florida, there's a lot of land. There's a lot of people with trailers, old trailers. And we literally just, I don't know, drive around looking for that. I found my second trailer for $1,000.
Wow. That's crazy. That's really good. That's really good.
$1,000, keep it. It's 27 by 8. It's a lot bigger, but it was, I mean, if I show you pictures, it looked completely trashed. It was completely gutted. But I found it on Facebook Marketplace day in and day out of searching. I mean, this is not just like maybe you do get lucky, but you could find trailers for under $2,000 and
no, for sure.
not have to spend much,
For sure. How much are you currently making at each event on average? Gross.
So we're approaching slow season. Slow season is one of the, the icky slow seasons this summer. People are not, we have what is called like this the snowbirds, which are other people from up north that don't want to be up there in winter. They come down here
Uh-huh.
during, I think it starts September, October, November, December. Those are amazing months.
Hmm.
On an average market day on those busy seasons, I can make easily from 800 to 1500, depending on the event, depending on the location. Um, and then slow seasons, on the low end, maybe $400 for a 4-hour event or 600. It kind of depends. Now, one thing that I will say that really saved me and saved my business slash has helped me expand is knowing your numbers. And it
Hmm.
sounds so cliche, and it sounds like so like, yeah, sure, like you need to know your numbers, but I'm not a numbers kind of gal. I hate anything that has to do, it sounds really bad, I'm in business, but anything with the business side, right? Your taxes, your licensing, your saving, all that.
Yeah.
I'm more of the artsy, the creative, the let me put together the boutique, let me promote it, let me be on
Yeah.
Canva and work on, displays. But my husband was like, before we started the boutique, he was like, do you know your numbers? Like, are you ready for this? He's like, because this is going to be a lot different. And he's like, if you want to apply yourself, you have to know your numbers. So I read a book and it's called Profit First.
Hmm.
And if you heard of it, if you haven't heard of it, I highly recommend it. I read the book Profit First, and that's how I was able to really get a hold of my savings and my numbers and be able to invest into my second one.
Yeah. Nice. No, that makes sense. How many events are you doing like per week, would you say?
To be honest, I have cut down. So the first year, I always told myself first year is a trial and error year. So I was taking up anything and everything. I didn't care where it was because I just wanted to get my name out there and people to see the boutique. Um, and I did everything and anything. I would do literally from 2 to 3 events a week, and
Okay.
mainly on weekends because weekends are.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I would do like a Wednesday, and then I would do Friday, Saturday, Sunday sometimes. Now I am good with maybe the most I've ever done on a busy week would be 3, but mainly it's just like 2 or 1,
Hmm.
2 or 1.
That makes sense.
I
Yeah.
found a
Yeah.
really good market where I'm there every single Sunday. And then with the stationary location, it's going to take a lot of work too, so I'm not trying to kill myself. So
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, when you guys moved to Florida, do you guys rent or own your home?
own the home. So it was okay. I'm telling you, my husband, he's the we're gonna do things right by the book. We're gonna security and all that. I'm more
Yeah.
like I don't, whatever. Money is
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. So we ended up buying our first property in Hobart. We had a little home. It was super cute. It was super charming. When we decided to move, which was in the beginning of the pandemic, I don't know if it was 2019. We listed 2020. Um, that's when the market started going crazy.
Yeah.
We literally listed our home and it sold for way more than what we anticipated it. So from
Lovely.
that money, we were able to move down here and we looked around for a home. We found a home and put an offer on it. But mind you, immediately after we bought our home, it's been crazy. I mean, I don't know. Where do you live?
I'm in California.
Okay, how's the rent over there? Do you own rent or
I own. I'm a realtor here as well.
oh you are?
Mm.
And so how are the properties? How are the prices? Are they crazy?
Yeah, Bay Area is always crazy.
Yeah, I feel like we got lucky. I'm glad that we bought when we bought because
Yeah.
shortly after that, it just skyrocketed the prices. So people even want to buy our house and sell it for literally almost double what we paid.
Yeah.
But we're very happy here.
That's good. That's awesome. Do you guys ever plan on like investing in real estate elsewhere, out of state or anything? Like you said your husband's a numbers guy. Does he kind of try and edge you towards purchasing other real estate and stocks?
100%. So, but it just 100%. That's been talked about. We really want residual income. We really do want to buy properties and expand and all that. I'm obviously doing it on the trailer side and on the business side because who knows? Right now, my goal is to have my brick and mortar, like my stationary location with a coffee shop, and then have this one as a traveling one. I could always rent out the one that I have or sell it, the traveling one, or I could lease the other spot. I'm kind of figuring things out. But right now, it's taking it one step at a time. See, this is the problem. Us entrepreneurs, we want more. I'm already thinking of my next project, but it's like I need
Yeah.
to focus on this big one that we're working on and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a plan. We want to buy properties, invest, and all that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think tunnel vision is sometimes good because it allows you to focus on that one thing that's in front of you and push it along further. So no, you're on the right track. You're on the right track for
100%.
sure. Well, I want to
It's
thank you.
hard. I mean, you know it.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. And I do so many things that it's like it's sometimes people I get the question, how do you do so many things? And I'm just like, sometimes I don't even know. But I figure it out. But no, I
Same.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming up here. We hit our time, so I just want to I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the everything you dropped here. The way I like to wrap up the episode is with a segment called Guided Conclusions. It's where I ask a question that we haven't talked about to this previous to this recording. That question could be funny, it could be sad, it could be emotional. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think.
You're like, yeah, I think.
Sure.
All right.
We made it 45 minutes. I think I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. Would you rather have bad body odor or bad breath?
Oh man. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to.
I know they're both super bad.
Well, that are super bad, especially in summertime. Can I have gum at least?
No, that's cheating because then you can have deodorant for the other one. No gum, no deodorant.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe my breath, and I'll keep my distance.
That's what I was gonna say that because like you're not talking to everyone, right? So I feel like the breath one is easier because you could just close your mouth. 100%.
Body odor, you're near people and you smell and they'll pinpoint exactly who you are, and that's yeah.
So. I think COVID also taught the world that everyone has bad breath because you were forced to smell your own breath.
100%. 100%. COVID was, oh my gosh. Cover the faces, cover the breath, cover everything.
Yeah. No, yeah, good answer. Good answer. Well, I appreciate you. Make sure you let everyone know where they can follow you and find you.
Yeah, so my business Instagram is shop_Joliee, Jolie, and that's where everything on the business side, pretty much like new arrivals and stuff, cute, trendy women's clothing you'll find. My personal one is Anngelik15. It's ANNGELIK 15. And then my YouTube, I believe was under Anngelik Martinez. So I want to continue on the YouTube, journey. So keep promoting. I'm going to be talking about my second trailer more, showing the befores and afters and all of the above.
Nice. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you have a blessed day. Everyone out there, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. And you heard it here. This is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. I'm Juwan, sitting here with Anngelik. Make sure you guys go check her out and like and subscribe this episode. We'll see you on the other side.